Hello everybody, welcome back to Nanny's Kitchen. Tonight I'm going to be making some Scotch eggs, two different ways. So the traditional ones and some with some lovely bury black pudding. So let's get started. Bury eggs, and what I'm going to do is pour a big pan of water on. Just going to get it to come up to the boil. While I'm making that coming up to the boil, what I'm going to do is I will start with the black pudding one. Now with the black pudding one, all I'm basically doing is I'm just going to pop the full pack of pork sausage meat. I'm not sure how much this is in grams. I'll just have a little look. It doesn't say. 400 grams. So I'll pop that in there, and then I'm just going to get me lovely Bury Market black pudding. Beautiful, look at that, beautiful. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and squeeze it out of the casing. Sometimes you've got to give it a little slit. Oops. I'm just going to pop it in. And then pop that in. And do the same with the other one. All I'm going to do now is just break it all up best I can, crumble it, and then I'm just going to work it into the sausage meat. Right, and then I'll wash my hands and I'll show you what I'll do next. Right, I'm just going to get a good half a teaspoon of white pepper, a nice teaspoon of dry thyme, and then all you basically do is just give that a mix. That's it, that's the bury one done. I'll just clean this down and I'll come back here and do the normal. Cleaned it up, now I'm just going to do the normal one. So the second one, you can just use normal sausages and just take the skins off. And with this one, I'm going to be adding a tiny bit of salt, about a quarter of a teaspoon, and just under a teaspoon of pepper. And just the same again, get your hands in just to get the seasoning into it. And there you are, that's the traditional one ready. The eggs are still going, still got a couple of minutes. So what I've done is I've put a cup of flour in, just plain flour or all-purpose flour in that bowl, and I've just basically pretty much poured the bag out and filled that with the breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs. And now I am just going to do a couple of eggs. I'm just going to give them a quick whisk up. Really need to get myself a little whisk for this. And just to break it up, I'll put a little drop of water in it as well. Just put a little drop of water in, just a splash. There you go. And there's the egg ready. Right, so then eggs have been on now 6 minutes, turn them off and get them in some cold water. And all I'm going to do, now that water's cold, is I'm just going to crack all the eggs open and peel them, and I can use the water to keep dipping them, and I'll drop them back in the water and it just keeps them cool, cools them down quickly. There you go. So I'll just take these away and get the eggs out of the bowl. Right, so I've got 5 for the traditional and 5 for the black pudding ones. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just get a few of them breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to stick them on this plate. Just in case you get any little wet patches, it stops them sticking. and you pop them on. And in this flour, I'm just going to get a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper, and I'll just give it a little quick mix with the back of that spoon. There you go. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to pop the eggs in that flour. We're just going to give them a quick roll around just to get any wet bits off them, and then we're just going to pop them in our egg. I found this is the easiest way I find to do it, otherwise you end up with messy hands. Get a bowl, one side only you want, so they then get your meat. Get a decent size amount, or a nice handful, maybe a little bit more. And I'm just going to roll it, squish it like a big old patty. And then I'm going to get one of those eggs, the bit where the egg's on the bottom, pop it in, and I'm just going to feed it around. And I just manipulate it all the way around. Just give it a turn in your hands. You'll see it's covered everywhere. Keep turning it and then give it a roll, a last roll. So you got a nice ball. There you are. And then all I'll do is I'll put them on that plate there with the breadcrumbs, and then I'll do the next one. Put them in the egg, just one side, and then I'm just going to get this one, do exactly the same with these. They're all made up, so what we'll do is we'll start with the traditional first, okay? So this is how I do it. Just spilt egg everywhere. Right, get the first one, pop it in the flour, give them a turn. And pop them in the egg, get 2 spoons, this saves you clog your hands, and roll them. And then just pick them up, pop them in the breadcrumbs, and just toss the breadcrumbs on them. Tap them in. Just turn that boil off, so it's just getting rid of the heat. Put them in, and then pop them back in the egg. Do the same again. Turn them over, pour your egg on them. Otherwise you end up with big claggy fingers. Put them back in there. Toss that on again. Second coat. Squish it in. Plenty on. And you've got a good coating. And then just pop them back on that plate, ready to go, and then do the next one. Right, so I've brought the oil up and I've tested it, as you can see by the bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the original, sorry, I'm not going to do the originals, I'm doing the black pudding ones first. I'm just going to pop that one in, hot. And I'll pop another one in. Leave that. I'll start cooking and then I'll turn it. I'm just giving them a quick turn. Just keep turning them. As you can see, they're cooking lovely. Nearly done. Right, so I've fried them all off. We did do 10, but the husband was desperate to get his hands on one of the black pudding ones because it's his favourite. So we've only got 4 of them left. He's pinched one. And we've got 5 of the originals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the black pudding and one of the originals. And I'm just going to cut it open and let you see what they look like. This is the black pudding one. Oops. I'm losing the yolk. I've cut right in the middle of the yolk. That's the black pudding one. And then that is the original. So that's it. Scotch eggs 2 ways. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and if you haven't already, and remember to hit the bell notification and it'll let you know when new videos are coming up. And I would also like to say a big thank you to everybody who watches my videos. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a lovely evening, and thank you again. Good night and goodbye.